So, for those that don't know me, my name is Coach Michelle, and I wanted to show you some of my favorite movements that can help your body heal quickly. And if you're willing to be patient with yourself and you are willing to allow your central nervous system, your body to relax more, you will see that you will actually gain more length, more strength, and be able to recover quickly from injuries. So first thing I recommend is that number one, you change the way you sit in your living room. This is my living room. I have a couch over here to my left and my TV right here to the right, but this is where I sit at. This is about a 1.5, 2-inch mat, and I have 2 or 3 of these that I lay out in my living room during the day, and I will put my feet up on a chair, or I will use a stool like this, and I will put my feet up, and I'll be on the floor a lot more. So I recommend, number one, changing how you sit when you're on the floor. Right now I'm in a seiza position. My feet are underneath me. My heels are away. My big toes are touching. Some people can flatten over, that's okay as well, but I am usually here. If this takes you a long time to get to, you can take a pillow like this and you can stick it in between yourself until you're able to sit all the way back. The biggest thing you want to focus on is, if you can see here, my hips, where my hands are right here, my hips here, and then my ribs are here. So my ribs are always going to be in front of my hips. My chest is going to be high. My neck, I'm going to be pulling I don't have an Adam's apple, but if I did, which would be right here in the middle, I pull this piece of my neck. You can kind of feel it when you touch your neck. It's where it feels like your esophagus. Pull that back to the back of your spine, trying to keep your chin tucked just a little bit. This helps elongate the neck, and then your back stays nice and strong. Now, if you haven't been able to sit like this for a lot of years, this will take some time. Put 2 or 3 or 4 pillows. You can roll up towels, all those type of things you can do. But definitely try to sit on the ground more. For every hour or 2, I would say sit on the ground at least 5 to 10 minutes. You can also sit in modified positions, this is a modified butterfly, and then I have a whole video that you can check out on my YouTube that gives you specifics into every single different type of sitting situation. But I want to get into some of my favorite moves to do in the morning, in the afternoon, or what have you. You can also do this with the booty band if you need to. If you've had any kind of training with Goda or other primal movements, usually we have the booty band that we wrap mid-thigh. This helps us to be able to feel the activation in our glutes. If you don't need this, don't use it. You don't have to. This will make you feel it. So the first thing I'm going to show you is rockers. It's a staple move. It opens up your hips. It will strengthen your glutes. Your hamstrings will be on fire. Your back will actually grow. Your abdominals will actually be tightened because of the way that we're breathing. We're always breathing through every exercise. And so I'm going to show you guys some stuff. Try it out for yourself. If you need more specifics, in that sense, we want to hook up with a session to give you step by step so I can watch you, check your video, all that good stuff. But yeah, let me just show you some stuff and then you can give it a try. So I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys an opportunity. We're gonna do this for 1 minute. You wanna work yourself up to 2 minutes. Do it for as long as you can, and I'll talk you through it. So get your booty band on if you have it. If you don't, that's okay as well. You can get a chair or a stool. I'll be using a stool here to start my positioning. And when I start the clock, we're going to press our feet, the tops of our feet, into the mat. So we're pressing down. Our feet are down into the mat. Our knees, our shins, the outer part of our shin, the shin bone, you're going to be pressing that shin into the mat. and then you're going to rip apart, like there's an imaginary piece of paper around you, and you're gonna pretend you're ripping that paper apart. So we wanna have a force motion going right to left, and that's gonna start engaging your hamstrings, hips, and glutes automatically. So just get into that position, and we're gonna hold for about 30 seconds, and then we're gonna rock. When we rock, we push our hips and our glutes back to the space behind us and our tailbone up to the sky as much as we can. If this starts to hurt your low back, you can tuck your tailbone slightly, but do not round your back all the way like this. This is not going to activate anything, and it's going to put you in a front chain positioning, which is what we don't want to be in, because this does not help our forward motion, locomotion our locomotive process going forward. We don't walk like this, we walk like this. All right, we walk with our back chain being strong behind us, not our front chain leading us. If our front chain was to lead us, we'd fall. Our back chain is what actually pushes us forward. This is why we start with rockers. So let's go. 1 minute. Press the feet into the mat. Push your shins down and out. Slight movement. You should start to feel activation in the glutes, in the hamstring, because you're pushing in and pushing out. Push out against the booty band. It's an out position. Down, out. Down, out. So push down and then out. Automatically, you'll feel it. All right, next 30 seconds, we're gonna rock back. You can keep your hands here on a stool. You can bring them down to the ground. But see, the whole time, we should be able to take our hands off at any time and not mess up the movement. You're pushing the glutes back into the sky. You're trying to push back and up. Think back and then push the tailbone up to the sky. You're gonna feel the fire here. There we go. That was a quick minute. Now we're gonna go to a minute straight rocking. At the end of the minute, we'll get to 10 seconds, we're gonna hold. All right, let's go. This will be 2 minutes of rockers once you're done. Keep the neck elongated. Breathe in. Don't forget you're pressing your feet into the mat. Your shins are still pressed into the mat. They should be flat on the mat. And you're ripping apart that booty band. Try to take one hand off if you can. All the power is coming from the glutes, the hamstrings. Remember, you can tuck your tailbone slightly if you need to. If the low back starts to light up a little too much, you still want to feel the activation here on the left and right glute and hip area. Good job. 5, we're going to be holding here. And hold. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Rip. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. All right, so those are my rockers. I'm gonna take off the booty band because I don't need it right now. And we are going to get into some side to side rockers. Another one of my favorites. We're gonna do this for 2 minutes. So I'm just gonna have you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get this started. And I just want you guys to watch for a second. You can watch the first minute or you can listen and follow along. So all we're doing, same active motion, kind of like the rocker. We're rocking back, but this time we're actually rocking back into the side just a little bit. So all the power is on one side. So and we have our hands out in front of us. Okay, so this is how we can see it, so you guys can see it in the back. Our hands are out in front of us. We're pushing our right glute back and to the side. And so our right shin is pressed into the mat. And all the power is just on this side, on our right side. There's nothing going on the left side. And then all over to the left. Pressure right, pressure left. We're still keeping our feet down. And our left shin will go down, then our right shin will go down. Our left shin here, we're not pulling anything apart. We're pressing our hips and our glutes back to the space behind us. Individually isolating one glute at a time. Again, this is the same way. It'll open up the hips. You can tuck your toes underneath. Let's go for one more minute. That first minute was done. You can tuck your toes underneath like I have here. Keep your big toes closer together. Your heels are away all day, meaning they're off to the left and side. So remember, your upper body is moving the whole time too. So when you go right, your upper body goes left. When you go left, your upper body goes right. This way, you're starting to move like you would in a crawl, walking, running fashion. Left hip goes back, body goes to the right. Right hip goes back, body goes to the left. There you go, good job. Good job, then you can bring it up. This is where we get into kind of like our running type style. Right to left, you can put your feet flat. Almost there. Where we go, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Awesome, guys. So those are our rockers. Number 1 was rockers. Number 2, side-to-side rockers. And then the last one for today is we're going to work on our rocker kickouts. This is going to help us learn how to release in. We always load out, meaning we load our feet. The outer portion of our feet always is loading out, and then we release in. That's why you will never see most of us that do primal movement doing this sort of stretch where we have our feet in a position where I can't get up easily from here. We will tuck this foot under, and here you can sit. This is a great position. My foot is now back here, it's protected. So if I need to get up quickly, I can. Much better than trying to get up from a position of forward. This position here puts this leg and this hip in a really bad position where it starts to actually hurt. But if you flip, literally take this and just take your toe, pull it back behind you and sit here, you can get up quickly here. Feet go out, they're ready to move. All right, so the next one we're gonna do is rocker kickouts. Rocker kickouts, same motion as a rocker. So we're here, but instead of just staying our feet here, when we come up, we're gonna kick out. Now, we do not want our feet to go out like this. That's what we don't want. We still want them here. So when we rock back, feet here. When we rock up, we slowly start to pull them apart as far as they can. But you see my toes are still forward and my heels are still away. We do not want to flare our feet out so much that we're here, because now that's gonna mess up our ankles. So we're here, knees are together, rock up, kick out. Come back. As we're coming back down, our feet come together. Come up, feet come apart. You should feel your hip flexors rotating. Literally, as we go up, we're gonna start to release in. So as we're kicking out, and it doesn't matter, you can kick out just a little bit, doesn't have to be a lot. You're gonna feel this action as you see my feet go right to left. This portion here, you're staying back in your rockers, but when you kick out, you can kind of slide it too as well. You can bring them up off the mat. I like to bring them up off the mat sometimes, making sure that I'm just doing small movements. And this is working this hip flexor area to get my body used to that loading, release, load, release. We load and release our hips all the time, but if we're not doing them correctly, we end up having messed up hip flexors, all right? So we're gonna do them. I'll give you a couple different directions, and then we're just gonna go ahead. So we're gonna do 2 minutes of these. So far, you've done a 6-minute workout. That's all you have to do for the day if you wanted to. And then you can go do whatever you're gonna go do. Play basketball, go run, whatever. I think these little movements here will get your day started. If you wanna do it again, you run through it another time. All right, here we go. I wanted to give this small tutorial because I haven't done a tutorial in a while. And so that way the next time I do something, I'll just give you a straight workout, no talking through it, and then it'll just be a follow along. All right, we're gonna do rocker kickouts. So this is the third exercise. The first one was rockers. The second one was side to side rockers. Third one, rocker kickouts. Let's go. 2 minutes. I'll walk you guys through it. So we walk back, come up. You can use a stool. It's small. You're still wanting to push back. When we push back and down, we're still wanting activation of our glutes. When we come up, we're going to slide our feet on the mat. Or if you choose, you can bring them up off the mat. You just have to come up a little bit more to be able to get them to come up off the mat without hurting your hips. Breathe. These ones really get your hips in that rotation that we're looking for. We want to load and release the hips all the time properly. And we do it on each side. There you go, keep going. Bring those knees together if they start to come apart. It happens. And again, we should be feeling this in our hips, really in our hips area. Hip flexors, you shouldn't be feeling any pinching in the hip flexors. If you do, crawl up higher. All right, 1 more minute. Crawl up higher on a wall. Find a wall or find a chair or a stick. Come up a little bit higher because you don't want to feel any pinching in the hips. If you do, that just means that you may be overworking your quads and you're not staying in your back chain. You really want to push down into the mat first, push down and back. And then when you come up, your feet are coming out right to left. Your body's coming up, but you're keeping the back chain. You're not doing any hip thrusting whatsoever. Hips are staying back the entire time. No hip thrusting in primal movement. It's not good for your body. It actually puts you in a dangerous spot, and you're never doing hip thrusting motions throughout your normal day. Maybe some people, but most of us are not hip thrusting on a daily basis for work or walking or running. All right, good job, you guys. So you just had your 6 minutes, and I'm glad that you came today. I wanted to give you a little tutorial, and I hope you enjoyed it. And I will see you guys again soon. Try these out again. First ones we did, just a reminder, we did regular rockers. So rockers for 2 minutes, just back and up, back and up. Remember to rip apart the imaginary piece of paper during these movements. And then we did side to side rockers. So we did side to side, isolating one hip, one glute at a time. Just going side to side, opening up that individual hips. And then we did rocker kickouts. So again, rocker kickouts, we rock back, rock up, we kick out. Rock back, rock up, we kick out. Those are your 3 movements to try. Let me know what you think. Leave a message in the comments. Hit me up if you need more specifics. And I look forward to working with you one day. Be blessed.